know my mom.
Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition, unruly bunch of gamers edition.
Dad,
what other edition
Sora's
is it?
making fun of me.
Technical Excellence edition, completely and totally on time edition, missing Skep edition. Anyway, I'm your host and keeper of the Harry Channel, and with me tonight are Minions Sora Luna.
Hello.
Serenity Star 13.
Hola.
And DrFunctional.
I have dessert bruschetta.
Dessert bruschetta?
Ooh, what's
Yes, it's so in lieu of sorry, I'm looking away. In lieu of tomato, it's chopped up black grapes, peanut butter, honey, and dark chocolate.
Nice.
You know how you
On
hate sheep's milk cheese? I despise peanut butter, but you know that. You know the two things I hate most in this world are peanut butter and hard-boiled eggs.
Peanut butter.
Man,
I love hard-boiled. Oh my god! If it's got a
it's just
fucking
my
insane
thing. Everybody
amount
has
of
a
protein
thing.
packed into its tiny molecular structure, I will fucking destroy
it has nothing. It has nothing
like
to do with what the nutritional content of it is.
I know.
I just don't like the sulfur. Sorry, what were you going to say, Sandra?
I was saying I prefer homemade peanut butter because I make my own peanut butter because I learned it from Alton Brown.
I can do almond butter or cashew butter. But
My
I just
God,
something about peanut butter has ever since I was a little kid, I've just found it to be disgusting.
I'm from California. I don't like peanut butter. I like almond butter.
Yeah.
I do love a lot of, okay, so Lind, like Lind chocolate, has this new chocolate bar. It was marketed as new here, which is almond butter filled chocolate bar. It is amazing. I highly recommend.
And crumbled pistachio and cashew. I combined the two together.
I can't have cashews, so that's off the table for me.
Nuts.
So that's off the table.
But
for me.
it's delicious because it's like
I'm sure it
bruschetta,
is,
but dessert. And chock full of so much protein because today was a gym day, and that's partially why I'm so fucking.
You got to get swole.
Ooh. Sorry.
Man, I have mobility issues. My knee and my bad shoulder that all sort of wrap together as one problem. Just do not want to cooperate some days, and it really, really pisses me off because one day it'll be fine. I'll be like, do my thing, get out of the gym, feel great, whatever. And then the next day I'm in the gym, it's just like, nope, this arm doesn't want to lift shit. Oh, this knee doesn't want to bend at all. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, the barometric pressure is below 29.65 inches of mercury, and no, we're just not going to.
Mercury's in retrograde, and the flowers are...
We're in La Nina. It's all fucked. Just
and the polar vortex is going to kill us all.
Don't get me started on El Nino, okay?
Space junk. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway,
your L.
Fucking Spanish.
Functional. I should say hello to you properly. Hello, properly. Is there anything else you would like to talk about other than grapes?
I'm stroking my beard thusly.
Are you wearing a turtleneck?
No.
Are you smoking a cigarette at the end of one of those holders and looking derisively down at people who are shorter than you?
She should be in my lap. I stroke her as I stroke my beard and look all pensive in my thoughts.
Yeah.
Bingo.
No, not really. No, not at all. Like,
I
mean, just fucking people are fucking fucked.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Well, most of what you're going to see tonight will not do anything to change your opinion on the topic.
In real life, I'm like the eternal sunshine of the spotless optimist. Eternal sunshine of the spotless optimist.
Yeah. It works.
I obviously we are all types of people who like to be well informed on the world, the universe, life, everything, right? I don't let it bother me. And it's weird when I talk to some of my friends who are also very cheerful, bubbly optimists. And I'm like, hey, did you hear about They're like, no, I don't listen to the news. And it's like, why? Oh, because it's all depressing. I'm like, and do you think I'm a depressing person? No. And I'm like, I know everything. Just don't let it bother you.
Yeah, don't let it bother you.
Nah, it is different strokes, right? Some people cannot.
Well, I mean, a lot of what you get out of life is really dependent on your attitude. You can look at just about any situation, and depending on how you choose to look at it, or whatever your proclivities are, right? You know, whatever kind of person you are, you're going to come away with a completely different thing. Like I said, I saw that motivational poster with this person who climbed to the top of this mountain and then was looking down. It was about accomplishment. And you can spin that 50 different ways. People always love spinning stuff to mean whatever they want it to mean.
Like a meat spin.
Like a meat spin in meat space. You know, where we all meet in person in meat space. Sora made a noise. Why don't we go to Sora next? Hi, Sora.
Before she
Hello.
robots.
Yeah, we got to figure out what's going on with your audio. Like, why does Zoom not like you?
We were talking for like 45 minutes before the show started. Didn't robot once.
Yep.
It's Zoom. It is
It's
Zoom.
gotta be Zoom.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Well, there was a children's show on public television that came on a little. I mean, it was after I was too old to watch that sort of stuff, and it was called Zoom, and it had
Yeah.
this super
Yes.
GHEY song
Yeah.
going in. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to zoom, 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 a zoom.
Yeah, it was done
Yeah.
out of Boston, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. It really kind of
Boston.
ruined the word Zoom for me.
Oh my god. Well, if you were too old to watch it, why were you watching it?
Well, I was aware that it was there. I would just be like, "Oh, this crap! Turn that channel. No, we're not going to watch that."
Wow.
This
Harry,
for
damn.
babies. This is for babies. Now you can watch
Damn.
crap like the stuff for the little kids, like SpongeBob SquarePants. There's all sorts of hidden subversive stuff in there.
Well, yeah, because it was done by the guy who did Rocko's Modern Life, so.
And one of the head writers was Stephen Banks, who's, I think, an incredibly funny writer. The guy who did Stephen Banks Home Entertainment Center, which we've talked about before, and Skep shows
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Okay.
no, Stephen Banks is hilarious, and I guess he was head writer for like 10 years. But anyway, sorry, what were we talking about? Hi, Sora. Did you have something you
Hi.
wanted to mention, like you are enjoying the Christmas market?
Yeah, it opened up on Thursday, and I decided to go for the first evening because it cleared up. It was terrible rain all
Mhm.
day, but then went and got some absinthe.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's by Tofino Distillery. Last year I bought a couple of different other spirits from them, which were all delicious, but they didn't have this particular one there. So I'm happy to be able to, because you can sample it, right?
Mm.
I didn't want to buy it online.
Yeah.
You never know. But apparently they just won, well, in 2024, they won an award, bronze award in San Francisco.
That
That's competition.
that spirits competition in San Francisco, I haven't been, but a lot of my fancy friends have been. It supposedly is a fantastic time. That the spirits thing where they hand out those awards and stuff.
Mhm.
If you're like hardcore into spirits, that's definitely a destination that's worth it. Even if you just do one kind, even if you just do like, I'm just going to drink vodka, I'm just going to drink bourbon, I'm just going to drink whiskey. The other one that isn't bourbon. Yeah, that international spirits competition is it's kind of a big deal, but for a small group of enthusiasts. I don't know. I'm not. So did the absinthe make the heart grow fonder?
Yes, it did.
It did. So what was the flavor profile like?
It's very warm. So, but it's like obviously with absinthe, it's definitely more herby.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like it's almost sweet. It's like the licorice sweet, where it's not sugar sweet, but it's just inherently sweetness. You can feel it on the sides of your tongue.
Yeah, I always describe that as being sort of like an anise sort of
Yeah,
taste. It's
yeah,
not really
like-
licorice. It's an anise.
Yeah.
And that the taste of absinthe is actually really good. It is a little disturbing if you've never had it before, where it sort of feels like something is crawling between your skull and your brain just a little bit. There's a little tickle up there.
You can feel all your individual teeth.
Yeah, you can feel your teeth. You can
yeah,
feel
no,
your
I
place in the cosmos. You feel like the universe is
everything.
connected. Yeah, it's not
And
quite that much.
This was enough liquor, like a sip, right?
Mhm.
That you're just wetting your tongue. This wasn't a huge sample, and you feel everything from the top of your head to your toenails. At least for me, and it went whoop. It's all
I'm a fan.
all your blood vessels. Just,
I'm a fan. I totally get it, and I apologize for the liquor pun, but it is what it is.
oh, it's good. But I had many years ago when I was visiting my friend who was going to McGill in Montreal. We went to an absinthe bar where they did the proper, with the sugar cube and the slotted spoon and the setting it on fire and everything, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that if we have something like that here, but I might have to just buy a spoon, go on like Etsy or eBay and try to find a nice, like an actual vintage one.
Yeah.
Because these guys sell, just not at the market. They have a really nice one, but it feels like it would be more special to find an actual vintage or antique spoon.
Mm-hmm. Well, isn't the whole thing with the absinthe over the sugar cube into the water, and then you get this cloudy thing? Did they call that chasing the fairy or something like that?
I don't know. I just thought that it was just in general drinking it. I didn't realize it was the actual act of the whole ritual.
Yeah, there's a whole ritual that goes with it, and mercifully, there's no poetry. So unlike the haggis, no poetry, and
the haggis deserves ode to the haggis because it is an amazing dish.
Just if you're interested, the absinthe, what they do is they pour cold water over a sugar cube that's sitting in a slotted spoon over the glass of absinthe to dilute it and release the oils, and that makes it cloud up. It looks like there's smoke in it, and there's something about dripping ice cold water over the sugar until it dissolves. I think that's how they get the milk. I think that's what you're talking about. They call that and then there's another one where they set the sugar cube on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of awesome, and it caramelizes.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
I totally recommend.
It's not the cheapest of cheap thrills, but it's a pretty good cheap thrill. So
what I remember about absinthe.
Yeah.
Makes the heart grow fondle.
Yes. You're too late. I already made the joke before you got here.
It's so good. It's worth making twice.
It is. But we have to talk to Serenity before we go to talk to you, and then you say hi to the chat, of which there are people waiting. But they have to wait just a little bit longer. So hi, Serenity.
Hello.
Who is a red fox. But not the Red Fox, who was awesome.
No. Yes.
Did you ever see Sanford and Son?
Yes.
That was a great show.
I'm coming to join you.
I used to think that Red Fox was just one of the funnier guys.
Absolutely.
But then you hear him not on TV, and oh my God, does he work blue? I mean,
he's mean too.
I'll bet your mom's probably heard some Red Fox comedy.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I have no doubt. Anyway, what would you like to talk about?
I'm good. I really haven't had anything happen this week.
What?
There's not much that is happening in the West Virginia.
God, what was the most exciting thing that happened to me this week? I made a diagram. I'm very pleased with myself. I find that
it's about the diagram.
No,
Harry.
well, I'm not going to tell you all about the diagram. The point being that I made this diagram that explains many complicated things in a fantastically good way. I'm really suck at doing this. So what it does is it forces me to actually think about what I'm trying to say. And I mean, really think deeply about it. And the act of actually making a visual representation of something really drills it into my brain. You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
how good is that?
It's a good exercise for me to help me make sure I really understand something, is to force me to sit down there and use my not art skilled brain to try to make something that doesn't suck. I'll show you the diagram after the show's over. I know it sounds more like a threat, but all the animals good, state's green, you've got plenty of firewood. You're ready to go.
Yep, we're
Cool.
good for now.
Okay.
We got snow. Snow didn't stick around, which is usual.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, sounds good. So, SkepTok.
Sir.
Would you please greet our guests in chat?
I shall. We have quite a crowd showed up tonight.
Yeah.
Jay Blizza was the first in, followed quickly by Green Badger, and let's say hello to them, two stalwarts of Minions fame. Furry Bastard came and joined us. Good to see you. And I see all of us are noting things in chat. Nice to see the show participants active in chat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Furry Bastard, Silver Nixian, Raven Wing is here. It's nice to see you and welcome. I haven't seen you here before. Who else have we got? Who else have I forgotten?
Silver is actually
You're breaking up again, Sora.
coming in from the countdown.
Just, nope.
Yep. Silver Nixie and Ravenwing. I did say hello to that. Hello to them, and hello to everybody. We do this show for you, and we appreciate you participating in the show or having your own conversation, as frequently happens. And that sometimes entertains us more than the actual show itself. So welcome, gentles all, and we love having you here. What's new, Harry?
So what's new with you?
Well, let's see. Spent the day on fence repairs. And so fence repairs at 72 or 73 years old, freaking exhausting. And I didn't even do that much work. But I feel like I've done work because I watched other people work hard and did a little bit of hard work. So it's kind of like, contact tired.
Well, you're legitimate. I mean,
I'm legitimately.
You're legitimately tired.
Yeah.
You're like 70 plus and driving grandkids 2 hours to school in the rain uphill. I mean, there's all this stuff that you're always doing. Being Grampy just is time consuming enough.
Well, it's the interesting thing because this is the year when the youngest of them all get their learner's permits and driver's license. And what this has meant, and being as they're in a pretty good situation, they also get a car when they get their driver's license. So these kids have gone from really having nothing, coming from, I've described the kind of homes that they come from, and they come in here and they have really all the advantages, and they have a lot of responsibilities too. We work them pretty hard, but they get a car, and as a result, I'm not so busy anymore, and I'm finding that they're growing into little human beings, and they may actually want to have lives of their own that don't revolve around me. That's hard to imagine.
Do they know that you can play the banjo?
Oh yeah, and they bring their friends over to watch me play the guitar.
Okay.
Look at the old man play the guitar. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Okay, we got to go.
There you go. Look at him! Look at him go.
Yeah, exactly. That is kind of what it is. But I don't care. That is the other thing I was going to say is I'm really making some progress in my guitar. I didn't think I would make another class in guitar, but it looks like I'm getting on top of the class of the kind of stuff I want to be able to play, which is just, it's everything I've ever wanted to play. I'm now able to play. That's a big accomplishment.
It is a big accomplishment for those of us who can barely play an instrument. I can barely play keyboard. I suck at it. But anyway, I noticed something the other day, which I think this is a complete change of topic, but I go back and I listen to the show and I try to critique myself. Right? I try really hard to see, like, am I putting a lot of filler words in? And I'll notice that people, professional speakers, comedians and people, I'll listen for it and I will hear all the you knows and the uhs and the pauses, even in people who talk for a living. Right. And it's there. If you start listening for it, it ruins everything because you can hear it everywhere. So I'm very critical of listening to things. I ran into a clip of Jack Nicholson. This is actually a topic for everybody. And I heard him talking, and they do this weird thing whenever they mic Jack Nicholson, they get way too close. And you can hear all of the saliva smacking noises when he talks.
Yep.
And why? I don't understand what that is
become
about.
part of his brand too.
It's really kind of disturbing.
Yeah, it is. He kind of it makes him pre-psychopath. It's like they want you to feel uncomfortable because that's part of his persona is to project discomfort. That's part of his shtick, part of his brand, and the roles that he's had. And I think they play that up. I think that's done purposefully. I don't have any proof of that. I just a theory.
Well, he's talking to Michelle Pfeiffer and, saying, well, you want people to like you for who you are. But, really, when you take away pretty, there's nothing there. I mean, that's basically the gist of the dialogue. But the whole time he's going through all this, there's just all of this sort of saliva noise as the way they've mic'd him. It would be so easy to remove that. So it has to be there on purpose. And you think it's just to be unsettling.
I think it's to be unsettling. It may be in his contract. That may be part of his brand. He may have a brand management outfit that is playing 3D chess way ahead of us, saying, no, that's what makes this guy, a top earner. Is this weird thing that he projects, this discomfort thing. It's a powerful branding thing.
Trying to get a sugarless gum endorsement or something? I don't.
Nice.
What the hell? I don't know. I just found it unnerving. Functional, have you noticed this, or am I only the only crazy one here who hears these things?
What?
Jack Nicholson and the way they mic him, how you hear all these weird saliva noises when he speaks.
I don't know.
You've never noticed it.
I don't listen to Jack Nicholson.
Well, that would be, you wouldn't notice it then. Okay.
I do notice the inward slimy inhales from people. Like, one of the biggest reasons why Star Trek Enterprise bombed as a show was because of that fucking theme song. And now you're never going to hear that theme song and not hear every single... And it's been a long road from here. It's so fucking... How does that pass production and make it to a network TV show?
That is the question, isn't it?
So disgusting.
That is the question. Oh,
I think therefore I am.
Well, I mean, a lot of things are disturbing. I was flipping through, just sort of doom scrolling, and I ran across this weird video where this woman said, just cooking and eating cornstarch. And I'm like, what? Why is that in the description? Why are you eating cornstarch? And
crunchy.
Yeah. And I looked it up. It is a form of pica where you eat something like that that's not really considered to be food on its own. But I don't know. Should people have more shame or should they have less shame? I feel like more shame.
Definitely more.
And maybe just enough shame that encourages her to go to somebody and not do that. Because you can actually cause a lot of health problems eating dirt and clay and piles of cornstarch. And, this is not a good thing. And I feel like normalizing this is not a good idea.
If you take a course in bacteriology, you'll never put dirt in your mouth again. When you learn the critters that are in common soil, you will never, there's so much fecal coliform in the average person's yard, in the average suburban person's yard. There's so much stuff from animal droppings that it's beyond belief. Will cure you of the desire to eat dirt permanently.
But it's so diverse. There's so many different critters in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this isn't
your yearly allotment in one mouthful.
Yeah.
Shit'll kill you.
Well, we should talk about literally anything else.
Yes.
We're going to have one
quality
last thing about Snap, and hopefully Snap EBT, we won't have to talk about it for a while. That would be That would be great. And I know you would all enjoy that. But listen to this one last little thing about Snap.
Everyone's talking about food stamps is back. My card is still at 0. So that means I have to use my own money again to buy dinner tonight. Let's see how much this costs. Come with me to spend my own money. Now I have to shop based off the sales paper. I get 3 chips. Got it.
Chips.
Can't have nachos without guacamole. 79 cents for 1 lemon. Need 2 pounds of the $5 ground beef. This is what my cart looks like. Total came out to be $51.06. Now I have less money. I have to start shopping the sales.
Yeah,
Yes.
you mean like the rest
everybody
of us
else?
do?
Can't get your hair did, and your eyebrows did, and your nails did, and your toenails did. Suck it up, bitch. Don't care.
Yeah, I know that food prices in Canada are completely out of control. However, it was as if she did not know how much the stuff going into her cart cost before. That whole 79 cents for a lemon sounded like she was shocked, like she had no idea that's how much they cost before now because she didn't have to care before.
Pretty sure that's what the case was there, Harry.
Yeah.
She didn't
It's
know.
all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Because once you get people to start paying attention to this shit is happening, the insane grocery prices, maybe people might vote a little bit differently. Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
I
see.
don't know. Canadians just
Well, my liberal family members, Skep, I told them how much my grocery bill is, and they said, "That's it." I said, "That's it." Do you how much is yours? She's like, "Oh, this amount." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's like more than I spend on rent in a month." Sure, you've got 3 teenage girls, you and your husband. Sure, that's a family of 5 versus 1, but that is like 100 times what I spend a month in groceries. Said, how much do you pay for, like, I don't know, a whole chicken raw, like, raw, plucked, cleaned? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You grocery shop for your family. How do you not know? Oh, I just put it all in the cart and whatever it is. I'm like, okay, this is part of the problem. You don't understand that. Sanguine and I were talking about this just last night on the cost of he and Tyr can go in. You Americans can go into a grocery store. I don't know whichever. Get like a $5 rotisserie chicken. We understand there's the things that they do take a loss on to get you in the store, so you'll shop more. Blah 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 blah. That aside, here, just north of the border, $22.50.
What?
$5.
What?
$5 down there. $22.50.
It's closer to 8 here. I don't know
Plus-
who's getting $5 chickens, but it's
Here,
still a lot.
he's in
Already cooked rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Sam's Club sells them for $5, so does Costco.
There you go.
Walmart does them
Problem.
too.
No, they're definitely
Here.
going loss leader. Most of the places I know aren't quite. They're mostly selling them at
those are-
cost.
Those are lost. Those are lost.
Yeah, most places I go are like selling them at
it
cost.
But the same thing is
Yeah.
here because I cook all the time. I
Yeah.
don't buy the pre-cooked chicken. I look at it, I go $22.50, and then I go into the meat section and I'm like, okay, well, a full raw chicken is, a couple bucks less. So I'm just going to get the full raw chicken. And I'm like, even still, that's a little egregious. And don't forget, also on top of that, I'm paying 15% sales tax. So that few dollars less basically brings it up to $20. And you're like, wait a minute.
Sales tax on food?
That's the kicker,
Yes.
Skep. Wait a minute. There's not supposed to be sales tax on food.
Well, here, not there.
No. Here. The HST, which is the harmonized sales tax, which was a conglomerate, a combination of the Ontario provincial sales tax and the GST, the goods and services tax. Thanks again, Liberals. Combined to form one super tax that they said, oh, well, your basic necessities like food won't be taxed under this new harmonized sales tax. And they fucking lied. Big fucking shock, because that's all they fucking do. And you know what? If you were to give me a button right now to nuke my entire fucking country and kill every last motherfucking cockroach in this fucking country, I would fucking do it. I would bite that bullet, so to speak.
Don't
I would
give him that button.
welcome nuclear holocaust.
A credible threat, YouTube.
No, it's not a credible threat.
Yeah.
If that meant that I would get the handful of pieces of absolute human refuse that work in our government, I would.
But that's the whole
I would murder 3 million people just to get at 20,000.
Acceptable losses, right?
Not a credible threat, YouTube.
Yeah, not a credible threat.
It's a meme. It's an idiom. It's an idea. My point is, these people are such vile scum who literally get away with murder, theft, treason, and they just get away with it, and it's all interconnected because the grocery prices aren't because that's what it costs. Oh, sorry. I should say that's not what the original cost is of production of these foodstuffs. We are a huge agrarian country. We make a ton of fucking food. I just found out yesterday, again on Sanguine Show, that Canada is the #1 exporter in the world and grower of lentils, which is kind of weird because the other day was my first experience ever even trying a lentil outside of a soup I had like 5 years ago. But no, it's all things like taxes and government red tape and cost that for the most part, the people in government just pocket. They just pocket this money. A whole whackload of it. Some of it does go into the system, but most of it, they've done the accounting. Independent auditors have done the accounting and say Canada has something like $150 billion that just evaporates. Where did it go? And, Trudeau, Carney, whoever, they just shrug their shoulder and go, hey, and then you have Xi Jinping just sort of
you can't even write it off as Area 51 expenses either. It's not going to anything cool like our black budget.
I told you I was in a bit of a heated mood tonight.
Well, can we move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seriously debating moving back to the States.
Yeah. Well, SNAP is funded for like another year, so we're not going to be
your idea. But I have going back to the original food stamp idea.
Well, I actually have a modest proposal. And I feel like Serenity's going to be most offended by this, so I'm going to address this to her. So, Serenity, what do you say we make food a right? And I think the way to implement this is all government buildings have a public nipple on them, which dispenses an unlimited supply of free nutritive paste.
Oh my God!
So if you're hungry, you can go to any government building and just
on the nipple
and just get as much nutritive paste as possible. No?
I'm just going to ignore you now.
Okay. Unfortunately, I mentioned this to a friend of mine before the show. Mm-hmm. And I cannot say what the response was until after the show. It is really good. Come on, people, you really should hang out with us after the show. But that's my modest proposal. We could just make food a thing and then just make it this symbolic ritual where you have to go find the food nipple on the side of a government building. Just all the nutritive paste you want. Nobody would ever go hungry. Problem solved. Yeah. Give it, and then a free aspirin dispenser to be the medical plan. We've got all our bases covered. Yeah. Okay. That went about as well as I expected it would.
Societies don't live by nutrient paste alone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ignore you.
Yeah.
Just gonna ignore you.
Well, another thing that has potentially wound up a few people is, remember I mentioned the cyber cafe thing, the Tesla thing where you can drive in and have robots make you French fries and stuff? Well, there's some loose talk of them maybe putting one in Palo Alto. Oh my God, is that going to wind some people up? And I'm absolutely going to go. I
was going to say, I'd be there.
Of course I'm going to go. I'll drive my gasoline-powered motorcycle there, but I'll still go.
Shouldn't have left my headset on while you kept talking, Harry. It just made the heaving worse.
What was it, the food nipple?
Oh, God, don't say that.
It's always the food nipple.
Yep.
Yes, because I'm picturing like Justin Trudeau brand nutrient bug paste.
Nope. Whenever
Everybody,
Harry says this is going to offend you, just blank your brain and don't even.
it's just a modest proposal. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so we've got a new Tesla diner maybe opening up. And the whole reason behind this is Elon Musk, people talk to him, and he's not really super careful about things he says because he likes to wind people up.
Mhm.
So maybe this is going to happen. Maybe it isn't. It's not a huge topic. I look forward to the possibility that this is a thing that could happen. California, let's see, Republicans lead in four California governor race polls. Yeah, because of the whole Katie Porter thing. It turns out that Steve Hinton and the other guy is like, it used to be a sheriff. I can't remember his name. The two of the three leaders are all Republicans now. Now, this does not mean anything because it's so far ahead of the election. Still kind of interesting. Weird to be in California and having this be the political landscape for who the next governor is going to be. A lot of people are really fed up. And as long as you give them a Republican that doesn't look like they have any sort of association with Trump, I think it's entirely possible they might win. They just need to make sure that they don't look like they're part of the MAGA thing. Even if secretly in their heart they want to be, they just cannot get close to Trump, and Trump cannot endorse them. The best thing Trump could do is stay the hell away from this, not touch it.
Very hard thing to. One thing, Donald Trump can't stay away.
Yeah,
Personality, and the other thing is that anybody who has an R by their name, the job one for the other side is to paint them as MAGA, because MAGA is poisoning California.
Well, I can't remember.
Go on.
Well, the guy who's the contractor, the builder down in L.A., who narrowly lost to Karen Bass. There's a chance that he might throw his hat into the ring. There are actually a number of decent Republican candidates that would be going for the governor's race. A lot of times in California, you do not get good choices for governor. It's really sad pickings because that's a job that smart people generally don't want. I mean, who would want to be governor of California? Not me.
Nothing but problems.
Nothing but problems. Really not a lot of upside.
Really nothing but fires. It's not even problems. You plan for problems. You can have, goals and make plans for things. But with California, it's just one fire drill after another being governor. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
Management from crisis to crisis, and the other thing is that the liberal governance of California has been for so long purely reactive. They wait for something to happen and then they do something. It's all about looking good, looking a certain way, for the electorate. But the interesting thing about the Democrats is they never end up doing anything for the people they say they want to help.
We're looking good.
They always do things for themselves. They always do things for the Democrats. They take care of themselves first. And sometimes there's a little bit left for the people, and the people get something. But the Democrats are one of the problems is their process has corrupted itself. It has so much overhead, inertia, things that doom processes and organizations. So built into that party that it doesn't bode well for them. They need to really completely reorganize themselves.
Well, all of the stuff that they do to deal with, say, homelessness, which they say was the biggest problem, completely ineffective. By any sort of metric you can come up with that makes sense, that has a number attached to it, not some fuzzy dignity of human, none of that nonsense.
I think I can help you make sense of it. They've increased homelessness if that was their goal.
I
think they've done a decent job of it. If you look at it that way, that their ultimate goal was to increase homelessness, despite what they said. In terms of that, you got to say they're pretty successful.
Well, you're going to love this next thing. Okay, and by love I mean love/hate. Now, we've talked about Scott Wiener before, and he's one of the most powerful people in California. Really likes loosening fines and penalties for things which we all find kind of gross. The whole food nipple on the side of government buildings is nothing compared to the reaction we have to most stories involving Scott Wiener.
He likes to hurt the straights.
Scott Wiener wants to, well, not just the straights. You'll see. Scott Wiener is actually running to replace Nancy Pelosi now.
Mm-hmm.
So, funnily enough, Nancy Pelosi's daughter is actually running to replace Scott Wiener. So it's all just this giant circular thing. Nancy Pelosi's daughter announces run for California state Senate seat representing San Francisco. So it's literally she's running for Scott Wiener's job and Scott Wiener is running for her mom's job. And you just can't write this stuff as if it was fiction. But what do you think of this? This is the lesbian woman who complained about a man wearing earrings, claiming to be a woman, going into the locker room at the gym she was at, and she would have none of it. As a proud black lesbian woman, she wanted nothing of this person with a penis in her dressing room. And so she actually confronted, her name is Tish Hyman, and so she confronted Scott Wiener at a public meeting recently. Some of you may have already seen this. It's great.
Watching this right now, and we want to know: are you going to protect women, not trans women? Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by one. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic, and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
And of course, Scott Wiener came out and just said, trans women are women. That's the official party line. And the people in this meeting went along with it. She's there. You can see that the progressive stack has definitely shifted. Being a black lesbian woman doesn't really count for much, apparently, when you're in the hierarchy that Scott Wiener is working with. Anybody say something who's not me.
I think we should just put shot collars on a select few people and fuck their rights. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
And anytime somebody says trans women are women, it just sends a couple thousand volts through their skull. That's not enough to kill someone, is it?
Well,
I feel
not sure how we would
I feel like they're not even asking the right question. What they're doing is they're responding with a slogan. A slogan is not the same thing as like a real response. It's just somebody says something and somebody goes, "Oh, slogan," and then they just go, "Trans women are women." The real question is not whether trans women are women. The real question is, do you trust people to self-report what their gender is? When it comes to them, certain types of men in particular having access to women's locker rooms. I am just a little too cynical to think that people could self-report something like that.
Well, put framed a slightly different way here.
Yeah.
I'm saying the same thing that you are, but it's a matter of, can you trust the motivation of someone who says they are this sexuality or that sexuality when it appears to be different from the way most people would say, that looks like a man, woman. No, I may look like a man, but I am a woman. Can you depend on them to always be truthful about what their motivation is in making that representation? Because if they are transtrenders or perverts with bad designs on their mind, and unfortunately that characterization applies to many who wear the trans label, then those people need the shot collars that functionalists talk about. There are people who legitimately have that desire or disorder, whatever you want to call it, and to the extent they don't hurt other people, as a libertarian, I feel very strongly that's protected speech. They should get to dress however the hell they want to, and do whatever they want. It's when they start making it's when they have other motivations, and you'll know those other motivations by seeing where they seek to go. I've had enough personal knowledge, firsthand knowledge of this phenomenon. Go into detail how that happened, but you see it very clearly that the people who are, they always want to be around kids. They want to talk about sex with the kids. The teacher who wants to talk about his euphoria hard on, that was a thing today. And you know, those guys, you could tell what's going on, and those people need to be separated away from where they can't hurt anyone. They can't victimize anyone else. And and the other people, it's protected speech, but it's one of those difficult things to characterize, to dissect, and get every little piece part right, so that you can have the right attitude toward each person. In it's hard to explain, so that you understand the situation, understand the various motivations, that some of those people are innocent and you may think they're deluded or whatever, but they have no mal motivation at all, and others are just raving perverts who want to rape children. Sorry, but that's the truth of it.
Yeah. Well, the people who are in the locker room, we could say, for instance, let them be the ones that decide. Honestly, if there's one person in the locker room that feels uncomfortable with Gary, who's wearing earrings and a halter top, I feel that they should get a veto.
Right.
And if everybody in there says, no, this person is completely legit, you know, they have gender dysphoria, this is how they live their life, whatever, and they're fine with it, let them in. But I think a lot of people who have no standing in this thing seem to care a lot about this sort of stuff. Yeah. My only thing here is about the political aspect of it. I have no dog in this fight in terms of the women's locker room, but in terms of this political thing, kind of interesting to see where Black lesbian woman ends up on the pecking order of these things. Also, the fact that it's Tish Hyman versus Scott Wiener is hilarious, because I'm 12.
Hyman versus Wiener, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
That's right. You'll pay for the whole ticket, but you'll only need the edge, or the whole seat. But you'll only, see, I screwed that up. Ah, God, I'm tired. Anyway, let's not talk about this ever again.
The unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Who will come out on top, or at all?
So I have two more things. One from like the California section. They're short. One's bad, one's good. Bad one first.
Okay.
Bury public treasure has been destroyed in overnight theft. So imagine you're in Oakland. You're going to go to a beautiful public rose garden, which people think is fantastic, only to find that all the roses have been dug up. Most of them have been removed, except for a few that are just lying on their side in the dirt. Because Oakland, you can't even have a rose garden without people coming in and stealing it. Because really? Oakland. Yeah.
You're supposed to be presenting something?
Oh, sorry. Well, yes. There's what's left of their wonderful public rose garden. Looking great.
That's really random.
So heartbreaking.
It's so wrong. It's so heartbreaking.
But still, like, that's random. Like, roses are a very niche, like, selling point for where? And they're going to be, and most of them are very, if it's like the rose garden we have here that's in a major city near me, like they're very temperamental. What the heck happened? What? Like,
we've had videos here of like people showing from their Ring cameras and stuff, basically people walking by and literally plucking newly planted like trees or bushes out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
is it because they hate
just
them?
Walk by and literally there's videos of people just yank off the front lawn and just keep walking.
I'm going to be an ass, and I'm going to be a little, but considering
it.
we've already said a few words already from other people.
Well, you didn't
I figured it's
threaten.
gonna
You
go
didn't
to
threaten to push a button
Yeah.
and wipe out all of Canada, so you're fine.
But is it like, is it people who run like yard decorating businesses who don't have anything, so they just steal it? Like, what is happening here?
Maybe
Like,
they sell garden gnomes and they're saying, you know, free rose bush with every gnome. I don't know.
well, that's the thing. Like, it's weird. It's so weird. The only thing I'd figure it's like teenagers, both girls and boys, are just who do shit just to see if they get away with it. That's the only thing I can figure.
Well, as far as I know, a giant pile of rose bushes hasn't been found. I mean, these things are gone.
I want to say it's probably local government. They just want to act like, oh my god, they disappeared. What?
Yeah, one less thing to inventory. Okay, so Skep.
It was pretty before they destroyed it.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the pictures of the Morecambe Rose Garden. It was real pretty.
It was one of those things that people had pride in. It was part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
That's downtown too. You know, people don't realize that is way the hell downtown.
Well, not everybody in Oakland has given up completely. Some people are still trying to keep nice things there, and then they have to deal with this crap because Oakland is cursed. Anyway,
just deport the politicians.
I'm sure their new mayor will do a fantastic job of taking care of whatever this problem is. But on a plus note, you know about La Honda Creek, right, Skep?
La Honda
What did
Creek.
you just call them?
Amazing redwood trails with coastal views open south of San Francisco. Now that's what I'm talking about. 6 miles of new trails are open at La Honda Creek Open Space Preserve, allowing hikers and cyclists to explore a hidden slice of the Santa Cruz Mountains for the first time.
Where's that down by Redwood City or just south of Redwood City?
Well, like north of Santa Cruz on the coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is not toward the bay. This is out by the coast. This is the kind of shit, just for the record, that does it for me. I love this sort of stuff. And when people say you have to leave California, this is the shit that I don't want to leave behind. I love a good redwood forest. And it's not the same as another kind of forest.
No, it's not. There's nothing like a redwood forest. When the first time I saw Muir Woods was almost like a religious experience.
Yeah. Big Basin Park is up on Skyline 35.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an absolutely fantastic park. Most of it got burned in a fire, about 95% of it several years ago. But it's been mostly growing back. And the redwoods, you know what? They didn't die. They just said, okay, fire. This is fine. And the redwoods just keep on going. And the forest is just bouncing back and all that sort of stuff. But this is a gorgeous looking thing. And it's fantastic views. We have just fantastic parks here. I mean, I know West Virginia is an absolutely beautiful state, but this is beautiful in its own sort of way. You'd be okay with
like cathedral redwoods.
I mean, like the big. What kind of trees are in your forest typically, Serenity?
Anything from evergreens to poplars, large silver, different types of maples, stuff like that. We don't have anything obviously as tall as.
I mean, come fall, you guys are going to win the photogenic award because redwood forests don't do that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's just such a good redwood forest in the morning when the fog comes in and it's just kind of drippy and miserable, so nobody's there but you. Oh, it's the best. It's absolutely the best. Let's see. So yes, we lost a bunch of rose bushes, but we get a brand new park with fantastic views like that. So a couple things. So Silicon Valley data centers totaling nearly 100 megawatts could sit empty for years due to lack of power. Huge installations are idle because Santa Clara can't cope with surging electricity demands. I did mention, I don't know, about 3 or 4 months ago that they are trying to increase the amount of power coming into Santa Clara. And the power rates are like half of what they are other places in California. Tons of data centers. We officially do not have enough power to turn them all on now.
Oh my God. That's really, that you're overbuilt?
It might be, there are over 50 data centers in Santa Clara. Huge data centers. And
it's hard to imagine that you could draw so much power, you could affect the grid.
Yeah.
That's just amazing to me.
Yeah, it is kind of
Aggregate
astonishing.
Demand. Yeah, aggregate demand for electricity.
OpenAI is like, hold my beer. Okay, OpenAI's colossal AI data center targets would consume as much electricity as the entire nation of India. 250 gigawatt target would require 30 million GPUs annually to ensure continuous operation, emit twice as much carbon dioxide as ExxonMobil.
At this point, may I interject that in about 1920, it was estimated that by 1950, 50% of the jobs in the United States would be telephone switchboard operators. 50%, possibly more. There were estimates that were substantially higher than that. This is this kind of a problem. This is a problem that's just waiting for engineering and resources to fix it. We're not going to have a power shortage for very long. What this is going to do is there's plenty of potential power out there. It's just waiting for money and motivation.
Well, this is 125 large nuclear plants is what it would take to basically handle this one data center.
Eminently doable. Eminently doable.
Yes, but I think that the overall impact to residents would be too large. I'm just using my own backyard as a little bit of a micro scale because we only have like 125 data centers. And I had to Google how much power it uses. It uses between 300 to 732 megawatts. So 250 gigawatts is just huge ballooning. And we're already feeling the crunch of power. And we are a power generating province. We have Niagara Falls. We've got immense, I don't remember how many nuclear reactors, but we've got a lot going on here. Like, how much real estate can you realistically take up, even if you were to start building today really clean burning like lifter reactors or something? You're still talking 50 years before you could even get close
It's going to take decades. Yes. It's going to take decades. I wasn't postulating that we could magically conjure these things up out of the air. Now you're talking about something that's going to take a half century, but it's doable. It's very doable.
I mean, I would hope that in the next 20 to 30 years we have the next big jump in our power generating capabilities, but who knows? We could be stuck with nuclear for a long time. There's worse things to be stuck with, but if we could come up with some sort of even better form of generate, whether that's fusion or whatever, I don't know. Nobody can know, but
we'll have fusion in 5 years. They've been telling me that since 1958.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy working for me who was one of those people. He'd always say, "Well, when are you going to get this done?" And then he'd give you some unit of time, and it didn't matter. That unit of time would be up. Oh, it's going to be the same unit again. Or sometimes just to make it creative, he'd do the Zeno's paradox thing where it would cut it in half each time. But since I don't have infinite time, we never actually get there.
Yeah. Except that you can sum infinite series, so that...
Yeah, you can. Yeah, why not?
Do get there. Everybody gets there.
Everybody gets there. Well, I'm thinking of it sort of bigger picture. So my little comment I wrote to myself is, what would Douglas Adams say? Are we
like so long, and thanks for all the fish?
What is the point? We're going to cover like 3 or 4 states in nothing but computers and push them all together, and what? To find out that 42 is the meaning of life? There are definitely grand challenge problems in science that would be good to solve. There are all sorts of really interesting things going on, like I said, in quantum computing, which we're not going to talk about tonight, but it's super cool stuff. But this AI stuff, is it just so that we can all have AI assistants like Microsoft Copilot or Claude or whatever running beside every single app that we've got? I don't feel like...
They don't have targets yet for what AI can do. They just want to produce AI.
I don't see what the balance part, what the benefit side of this equation is. So we're talking about investing all of this money to just build the ultimate thing, but what are we going to do with the ultimate thing? Are we just going to ask it what we should have done with it to begin with and then make it do it? I don't know. It just seems like a bad science fiction short story playing itself out. And there's really no big thinking going on where somebody's going to come out and say, oh, okay, this is what it's all about. There's no, God, who's the guy who wrote 2000? There's no Arthur C. Clarke showing up and saying, this is what the end goal for humanity is, and we have to build this machine to reach it. It's just AI good, add power, done. Maybe I just don't understand.
I think people look at AI and they say, this may not be a goal. This may be a stepping stone to something else. You remember when everybody thought email was going to be the killer app? Do you remember back that far when everybody thought, what are we going to use the internet for? Well, email is going to be the killer app. That's what, that's the final resting place.
Like that movie with Meg Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this whole web services thing took over the universe, and the rest, as they say, is history. I think it's going to be something like that. I think this is going to turn into something we haven't anticipated and don't expect.
I don't think I'm a particularly short-sighted individual when it comes to stuff like this. I like talking about big ideas. I don't see the point. I don't see what the point of any of this is. I mean, I understand we can make an awful lot of money, but the cost-benefit analysis just does not work. This is the mother of all bubbles that we're building.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, this is pure research.
This isn't even just calling it a bubble puts all other. I mean, along with all the other bubbles, it's like
this is just sunk costs. This is just burning money to see what happens. That basically, this is almost done as a pure research effort to see what benefits may be there. This is just turning over rocks and seeing if you can find an oyster.
If I was in charge, suppose I was president, don't want to be president, but if I was president, I would be absolutely ruthless about when I have a question like this, saying, okay, you, and you are all going to show up, and we're going to turn off the cameras, and you're going to explain yourself. We're gonna get to the bottom of whatever this particular issue is, because it doesn't feel like there's any big picture thinking going on here. Or if there is, it's all something sneaky and they don't want to tell us what it is. Maybe they're going to try to control the weather. I don't know. I know there's a certain tribe that have chosen people that are going to feel bad about that, because that's kind of their shtick.
I think what you're feeling is that there's a huge upfront cost with no clear return. You're looking at this like an investment, and it's not even an investment. It's just burning money to find out stuff. We don't do this very often, but we seem to be doing it right now.
I like basic research, and I even like a certain amount of your research being something where you don't necessarily expect results, because you never know where basic research is going to go. But that's not what this is. That's not what this is.
You don't think that's what this is?
You don't
think that's what this is? Tell me why you don't.
We could just build we could build a super collider that lives in a ring that we put around the Earth, between the Earths and moons.
We could do regarding it as something static, and I think I regard it as something much more dynamic.
I just want somebody to tell me why we need to spend all this money, and supposedly
I just want to see what it'll do.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, this is too much of an impact on money and the environment and every other damn thing to just do it on spec. Give me some idea of what we're trying to accomplish here.
I want to see.
Yeah. All right.
I'm a big kid. You're the practical one.
This is just the way I was raised, Skep. Let's see. Enough of that sort of stuff.
I can be practical too. It's just not as much fun.
So let's talk about food again, just briefly. So Trump lowers tariffs on coffee, beef, and fruits as Americans' concerns about affordability grow. Tariffs on... I know that he's trying to cause a lot of production and to move back to the U.S. and investment to move back to the U.S., but tariffs on basic things that people want to buy are really counterproductive in terms of I'm going to lower your costs. And, making eggs more affordable was great, But putting taxes on these things is definitely going to put the pinch on people. I don't drink coffee, but I've heard it's gotten pretty dear.
Coffee has gotten expensive. Beef out of control.
Oh, beef is a whole nother
Beef
thing.
is unbelievable. I mean, it's like 1.5 times as expensive
Mhm.
as what I was paying a year or two ago.
Which is very strange because don't you guys manufacture a lot of beef?
Produce
Like, you
Yep.
have-
so much beef.
But
So do we.
they actually have
I
a
know.
guy, a loan officer down by where the prime rib and stuff is to counsel you and get you through the holiday season so you can have a decent meal.
Yeah.
And you'll be paying for that the rest of the
But he
year.
processes the applications with an AI application from Anthropic.
Right,
So
absolutely.
it's a very
Yeah.
fast process.
Beef loan processor.
So, and at the same time this is going on, we talked about struggle food. And I said, well, my struggle food has always been pasta. Well,
Mhm.
there's supposedly this issue going on here. White House disputes reports that Italian pasta could vanish from store shelves nationwide. There's this story floating around, which is being handled, I think, very irresponsibly by most of the news, saying that they're going to put these roughly 100% tariffs on pasta. And the London School of Economics actually has done this whole big analysis of why that isn't particularly necessary. They've got charts and graphs and numbers, and we all know that they can make these say pretty much whatever they want them to say. But supposedly it doesn't look like they're dumping pasta into the U.S. to the detriment of U.S. pasta producers. What you're not finding in the news is only being reported by Fox that I can find out. And it's really that the Commerce Department for a long time, I'd say here 1996, has been trying to get some information from the pasta importers about like pricing and products and all this stuff. There's just all of this bureaucratic crap that they have to do. And they keep not answering any of the questionnaires that they get sent. Now, you know how the government is when these sorts of things happen. So they just have decided to be punitive, and they're saying, well, we could just assume the worst and your tariff might be 100%. So it's being turned into this big story, but as far as I can tell, it's just sort of a non-controversy.
This is a non-controversy.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. This is a complete nothing. Look, pasta is not that big a deal. Our gear up time to replace all imported pasta into this country is probably less than 2 weeks. Seriously. America is an industrial powerhouse.
I don't
If
know.
we need pasta that bad, we will make so much pasta so fast. It's just no entry barriers.
When it comes to making pasta, Italy has a huge apparatus for that sort of stuff. And that's why they're able to make so much of it so cheaply.
And there are a lot of old things, a lot of old inefficiencies in that. If you built a new pasta creation machine from scratch in the United States, it would make better pasta than they do. It would make better variety than they do, and it would make it more cheaply because they have so much crap in all their political systems, all their economic systems over in Italy. This is a huge problem in Italy.
Well, Barilla pasta is not very good. Functional, you like pasta, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty lukewarm reply. I'm not sure you like pasta that much.
It's
but
not my favorite, but
I love pasta. I absolutely love it. And Barilla is not pasta.
Barilla is not pasta because it almost barely puts off any starch.
Right.
So when you cook it, it doesn't cook like good pasta does because it's almost like it's been pre-cooked and then dried.
Right.
It's very strange.
I call it rehydrating. If I have to settle for
I'm killing Serenity. It's like, really, can I nerd out? Can I nerd out over pasta? Yes, I can.
No, you can nerd out, but like, oh my god, like, I'm sorry. There's no way to say it without sounding mean. Self-righteous much
about pasta quality?
No, Barilla, just
I eat good pasta.
Cares?
I eat good pasta.
I know you do, but Barilla can be
I eat
good
cheap
for
pasta
other
too.
people.
Yeah.
But like, good lord.
Hey, I buy 99-cent a pound pasta at the restaurant supply and use it all the time. I have no problem with cheap pasta. Barilla's just not a good brand.
You are welcome to that, but good Lord.
I know. Well, you think I'm rebelling against it because it's price and because it's not upmarket, and that is not why I'm saying I don't like it.
That's not why.
Okay.
I'm saying is that you may not like it, and you're valid in not liking it. You're allowed to not like it. My issue is like, well, it's just not pasta because it doesn't do the starch thing and it doesn't do this. Who cares? If people eat it and it keeps them fed, who cares?
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of things you can't make with it because it doesn't behave like regular pasta, but that's not the point. Okay. The point is that all the other news is reporting this as Trump is bad.
Yeah.
The poor Italian pasta makers are being beaten up by the administration, and
Italy's got so much bigger shit to deal with than that. I can tell you that right now.
And I find it hard to imagine that Giorgia Meloni won't have a little conversation with Trump and they'll just go back on this stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because they're already starting to roll back, like I said, a bunch of these tariffs because I don't think Trump wants Americans to pay a whole bunch of money at the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus it saturated, it gave at least a bit of money to our income that helped a little bit, and then we can start rolling them back.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think, hey, if you have a problem with meat, find someone who sells half a cow, man. That's what we're doing with my family, and our prices haven't gone up.
Yeah, I'm going to get in the freezer business is what I'm going to do.
Dude, I have 3 chest freezers in my garage.
Yeah.
One's for the pigs, one for the chicken, well, poultry, and one for the beef.
You want to know how dumb I am? I had like a huge chest freezer and I gave it away.
Harry.
I know. You're stupid.
Also supposed to put your old fridge from the kitchen in the garage, which is the other thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
The rules.
Satellite spots 115-foot monster waves from Pacific megastorm. Yeah, so
time to go surfing. Here we go.
So this storm at the end of
how high was the wave?
December 2024. Satellites basically analyzing the ocean data. This is from the Europeans. So scientists from the European Space Agency have now released comprehensive data captured by the surface, water, and ocean topography satellites. Their analysis reveals that waves measured on December 21st, 2024 reached extraordinary heights, which with average measurements of 19.7 meters, 65 feet, and individual waves likely to exceed 115 feet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You take the seas and you roughly double it, for the peak waves.
Yeah.
10-foot seas, you have 20-foot waves, for example.
Well, first of all, it's cool they were able to measure this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly beats being the guy on the buoy with the walkie-talkie.
Man,
it's really big, Dave. I don't know what's happening. It just
that's all done with radar, is it not?
I'm not entirely sure what technique they use for that.
Almost has to be.
Well, it would be something like that, work? Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything.
Bet I know how to.
I can think of several ways it might work, but I honestly didn't look it up. I just like the idea. So these are the same waves that basically helped fuel some surfing competitions, one at Mavericks and one at Waimea Bay in Hawaii. So these big monster waves, awesome. The fact that we can measure them from satellites, kind of impressive.
Awesome.
I'll try to figure out how they managed to do this.
It is radar altimetry, by the way.
And it's sensitive enough they can measure the ups and downs of the waves?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they do. Satellites can determine the average height of the highest 1/3 of the waves, significant wave height. Other methods, synthetic aperture radar, but it's all radar. Everything is radar.
Yeah.
There are different radars that they use.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, just looking at trying to keep track of everything here. Okay. Let's see. Giant waves, check. Chinese astronauts. Okay, so I'm missing the link to that. That's actually bad. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't find the link to the thing that's in the thumbnail because I did something stupid. But basically, the Chinese astronauts at the Chinese space station are stuck there. you know, sort of like the Boeing Starliner thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but their return vehicle, the viewport that they have, has big old cracks in it. And the reason it has cracks in it, they're pretty sure, is because of space junk.
Something hit them. Yeah.
And the irony behind this is that the Chinese testing one anti-satellite weapon blew a satellite into 3,000 separate pieces, which are still in orbit.
I was just about to bring that up. I need to check and see what orbital shell those chunks are riding around in. I wouldn't be surprised if the same area that China is up there. They're just not smart about stuff like that.
Well, just teeny pieces of space junk all heading at essentially the muzzle velocity of a rifle.
Muzzle velocity of a rifle. A lot faster than that.
Well, it's more than enough to go through most things, but even just tiny grains of metal can cause problems. And it looks like the Chinese guys are basically stuck up there until the next mission can come up and get them. It's not like they're going to die up there. It's a huge catastrophe. But this does really feel like being, was it foisted upon your own petard?
Hoist by your own petard.
Yeah.
The petard was a charge of gunpowder or black powder, and that was what propelled the cannonballs out of the cannons.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were hoist by your own petard, that happened when you picked up a petard, and usually you'd be smoking, and you would blow yourself up, and you blow yourself up in the air. That was being hoisted by your own petard, and that's where that saying comes from. A petard is a sack of black powder.
Oh. All right. Well, enough of that. It'd be better if I had a picture, but of course I don't. Also happening in China, moment newly opened bridge partially collapses.
Man, does it suck when you have a mudslide that just takes out the whole, 1/3 of your bridge?
Yeah.
In one fell swoop. Do you have a picture of that?
It's showing right now.
Oh,
this is not the best day to be in Chinese bridge building.
Yeah, that's the suck.
This is one of those things you're supposed to plan for. You don't want it to be the case. Hey, we built this bridge next to a mountain. I wonder if there's a landslide, if it's going to take out any of the supports for the bridge. It'll be fine.
Here's the really great thing about the communist system is that there will be people executed because this happened. Mm-hmm. They will find somebody to pin this on. This is the what China does. And there will be some poor political officer in that prefecture who, made some identifiable, questionable judgment call or a mistake, or maybe just nothing. But it's just somebody has to pay, and they'll kill somebody over that.
Bear runs onto airport tarmac, halting flights. Oh no!
Wheelbarrow. It's a wheelbarrow.
Oh no!
Oh, there! Look at the baby.
Yeah.
We get coyotes on our tarmac all the time.
Run them bitches over. Don't hurt the bear.
Yeah.
I saw when I went to Las Vegas, there was one on the tarmac.
Yeah, that's normal for Vegas, sadly.
And coyote will go through an engine without a problem.
On our side here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bear would be a different story.
Oh.
Yeah. Poor bear. Anyway, it looks like they're not going to attack him with turbofan engines, so he looks fine. So Veteran Dev's newest computer is 200,000 times faster than his oldest in custom benchmarks. Single-thread Drystone performance charted across 25 systems released between 1976 and 2023. First of all, that's got to be a hell of a collection this guy has. Starting out with his PDP 1134. That is an old system. All the way up to his Mac Pro M Ultra 2. I don't know why they call this a custom benchmark. It's actually a traditional benchmark, and there's really nothing custom about it. It just measures operational performance, mostly at integers speed.
Yeah.
It's not custom.
poorly written.
It's poorly written. It's written by somebody who doesn't know much about the history of benchmarks.
Exactly.
But yeah. Yeah, look at that. There we go. There we go, Skep. There's Lazarus. Well, it is kind of shocking. I think I told you, I realized I had a phone. God, when was it? Back in the early aughts. No, it was actually, I think it was the early aughts. And I realized that my phone had the same amount of computer power in terms of these dry stones as a Cray 2. You know, what was a supercomputer now literally fits in my pocket.
Your phone.
Yeah, my phone.
That's why I say that we're going to solve the power problem. It's a scale thing. We always conquer scale thing.
Extrapolation without thinking about what happens when you extrapolate doesn't always work.
No, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Let the dopamine flow.
But I have a feeling that you'd have a good time talking to this guy about his computer collection.
Mm-hmm.
He's practically got a computer history museum in his house.
Yes, there are days when I would love to have a CPU in my.
Well, it was a simpler time when you just had like that screen, and it was just 40 lines, 80 columns.
The most complicated thing you could do was call up WordStar.
There was no
SuperCalc,
no email, every now and then you just like send a wall message or write or something to like one of the system admins.
DBS.
Just simple, easy. Everything was just easy back then.
Text based.
You could George R.R. Martin it, just bring up a text editor and just start writing about Westeros, and then nothing would bother you.
I think George still uses one of his old computers.
Yeah, he's still running WordStar or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used WordStar. That's true. I read that.
And he loads it off of floppies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a great way to not get interrupted all the time.
I still remember those block commands and the control characters that you used Control K brought up the block menu, and you could mark the beginning and end of a buffer.
When I was planning this show, I didn't think to put these two things next to each other, but in hindsight, Bay Area Harvard grad student launched new abstinence movement to quit social media. So I'm going to try to be nice and not say unkind things about this sort of thing, but she slowly came to realize that people were getting addicted to apps and it was a problem. So she's a product of the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And I feel like the idea that you were going to get people to stop using apps and she's in education, it's kind of a disconnect because the people that she would go on to teach or the people that she teaches that would go on to teach are going to be dealing with students who are not going to give up their apps. I think being productive is good.
No, she's trying to cultivate a personal presence. She's trying to cultivate a persona. I don't think she gives a shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that apps, going away from social media, good luck with that. She just wants to be different. This is her just trying to distinguish herself and trying to be different and virtuous, showing there's some virtue signaling here and probably some good intentions too. Deep down, she probably does think that it's bad and they're conservative people, therefore racist people online. And those people are bad, so it's a bad thing to be online.
Well, I can't
That's a jump.
Well, that's mind reading is what that is. You're assuming the worst case scenario, and I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
She's in the Harvard School of Education.
Well, yeah, because it's hard to stand out there, and you got to come up with an angle somewhere. This might just be her angle, but
that's all that I think it is. That's
maybe.
All I'm saying.
I mean, they show a picture of her, and she's got one of those sort of minimalist phone things. I mean, it's absolutely true. Between doom scrolling and being addicted to apps and all the other things that we have, we're probably not doing ourselves any favors. I totally agree that there's too much of it. But it's sort of like telling people not to eat sweets all the time. So all you can really do is just kind of nudge people in the right direction of healthier habits. The idea that we're going to like go cold turkey, I don't think that's realistic.
See, that's the thing. I don't think social media is like that. I don't think it's like eating sweets. I think it's like exercising. And what we have to do is learn to exercise in a healthier way.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean give up the gym. That doesn't mean not get dressed out and get ready to work out. That doesn't mean to not improve ourselves. Just because there are useless exercises or ways we can hurt ourselves at the gym, we avoid those things, and we can use social media to enrich our lives and have a bit of fun with it too.
We're doing it right now, but Serenity's trying to break in, so I want to make sure she gets in.
Well, the thing is, I understand where that's coming from, but the only place you can do that is you have to start back from a place of neutrality, which means you have to abstain, because a lot of people are addicted to just doom scrolling. A lot of people are, and that her saying this and putting that out there, whether it's her trying to push her own bullcrap, doesn't matter. There's a lot of people online who've been trying to who've done a week with a dumb phone and kind of shown it and just used a regular old school camera to film it and showed like, yeah, my attention got better. This got better. And some of them have stuck with it. But this is more like sweets than gym. It's okay to have chocolate every once in a while. It's okay to have a Jolly Rancher every once in a while, but you don't need to be on it all day. You don't need to be having to post every little thing in your life every 5 seconds. Like, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and if that's what she's aiming for, awesome sauce. Yeah. Like, but there needs to be a level of abstinence to it. There needs to be the cold turkey, because that only works for some people, especially people with addictive personalities, is that they have, or addictive tendencies. Let me rephrase that statement. And if this actually helps and starts getting some kids off of that stuff, that's awesome, because I personally don't think anyone under the age of 16 to 18 should be on social media, but that's my stance. So that's the thing. Like, good for her if this is real. If it's not, if it gets people thinking about doing it and it takes some of the power away from social media, awesome sauce. Both things work out well.
Yeah, well, more than one thing can be true. Oh, sorry, Functional. Yeah. You go ahead and then I'll talk.
Finish your thought.
I was just thinking about the thing. I mean, maybe she is trying to do sort of the right thing here with encouraging people not to do apps. And I'm sure she wants to be noticed. I mean, it's just human nature. Yeah. Not necessarily, I mean, we all want to be noticed. That's not necessarily, well,
don't look at me.
Most of us, don't look at me. Well, those of us with an E in front of our Myers-Briggs want to be noticed, I guess. And I think the phone things are fine, but do you remember, I'm going to sort of change the subject ever so slightly, but we'll come back to functional. So just remember what you're going to say. Do you remember when microblogging and tweets first came out? I thought those were like the dumbest thing ever, because what was happening for quite a while when it first came out is nobody knew what to actually do with those things. And the last thing in the world I wanted to hear about was what kind of salad somebody had. And they were just sort of sharing little things about their life. And it felt like they were making a meal out of a morsel with most of the things that people were talking about. And then once you change that limit and people could actually make tweets that were, what was the original limit? Like 192 characters. It was really short.
It was like 144, I think.
It's like 144. There are not many people in the world who are articulate enough to put anything good into 144 characters. I'm not saying there's none, but most people can't say anything useful in 144 characters. I initially thought those platforms were just stupid, but I didn't really understand the dopamine drip and the way it worked. I didn't understand exactly what part of a brain it was tickling for people. I mean, you didn't have a voice unless you called up like talk radio and made it through a screener. Now all of a sudden you can talk about like what kind of soup you had with your sandwich. It was, and people just kind of lost it. They went just kind of nuts on social media stuff. I think, and if anything, we're probably better adjusted now than we were not that long ago. People just started microblogging every single little aspect of their life. All the boring tedium. It's going to be a great thing for paleontologists in 1,000 years. Sorry, Functional. I'm just thinking out loud. What were you going to say?
You should be. God. Yeah. This is why I don't, like you've seen in recent time, I actually do share some of the food pics because for me it's always been a faux pas, uncouth, just to be like, hey, look, I'm eating food. Like it's disgusting. Like, but I genuinely get the feeling that people are interested. My friends, you guys are interested in some of the things I do. So I share it. Some of the experiments, some great, some not so great, some look fantastic, some look like slop, whatever. So I've gotten a little loose with that. Now, Nixian, not you. I'm pointing to the cat because she's also Nixian. Makes a great point that I was originally trying to bust in with, is that I think that this isn't going to be solved by her getting her name into the newspaper, which is, I can guarantee all this is by basically more and more school boards saying no devices in the classroom at all. You have to even get onto some of these high school in through the front doors. You have to black bag your phone and you cannot have it the rest of the day until you leave. I think that is a fan-fucking-tastic idea. You don't need apps for anything you should be learning in school because you're learning, not your computers that you have on you. Now, there are exceptions. Obviously, in computer class, science class, and all this other stuff, there's needs for certain peripherals. I understand that. But I think training people, young people at an early age to not be plugged in 24/7 is a fantastic idea. We all grew up in some regards before, in others in tandem with the infancy of the internet. And we're all pretty savvy at it now, but we didn't fall into the pitfall of the addictive nature of it. I don't know. I see Skep tweeting all the time, like it's, he tweets great stuff, but it's not to the point where I have to like think, ooh, does Skep have a problem? No, it's, because I know Skep, I know he's got other things on the go. I know. But there are certain people, which I will not name names, but I believe I've told Harry, like this person was on her phone like 24/7, and I'd go out of my way to try to touch grass with them, and it would not happen. And it was terrifying to me, like how easily people with, like you said, Serenity, addictive personalities, those types of personalities, they don't even have to be addictive personalities, but just like the type that can gravitate to these black holes. And next thing you know, 6 hours has passed and you've been on Facebook or whatever, doom scroll. Not even just one app. You've been on 6 apps, doom scrolling, constantly flip-flopping between them. And it's so gross. It's so bad for you too. So bad. Psychologically, but also physically. That is not good for our thumbs are not meant to do that. I don't want to get too far off into the weeds, but like the thumb, the smartphone thumb thing was a huge story years ago. I don't know if anything ever came of that, but it's physically and mentally just horrendous for you.
100%. But
people get
makes a point. Like MySpace was not addictive when we were starting out. Neither was Tumblr. Tumblr was like, oh sweet Jesus, I need to unplug. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I would say he was talking about the scrolling thumb, but there is that hunch where people more and more getting that little humpback from like how we stare at our phones, and
which is even worse than PCs. Because that was addressed in office culture, because office workers who used computers were developing a bad slouch, and then they started making ergonomic chairs, but you can't really do anything for your thumbs. Your point of the phone slouch, and thankfully my phone case has one of those cool little foldable cases, protector cases that I can just like set up like a TV. Not that I'm on my phone very much, but I can be now when I'm, dropping a deuce and I can watch YouTube.
Living the dream.
Yep.
So There was another person who had. Oh, go ahead, Serenity. And
what I was going to say, Nix, honey, if you're trying to start something, that's a completely different thing than just being a weirdo on the internet.
Who's being a weirdo on the internet?
No. I'm saying Nix is like he's cycling between apps, but he's trying to get stuff monetized. It's like that's a very different thing than just like.
Oh yeah.
People like the amount of times I've gotten like you have parents who have accounts and they're like, "Well, I don't have any time to do anything." It's like, hey, maybe you've got the F off your phone and stop trying to videotape your children and yourself all the time. Maybe you'd have more time.
Is there anybody out there who's giving good advice about like if you want to get monetized? Because it seems like there's lots of scammers that it's like they're just almost like a multi-level marketing thing. Is there like if you wanted to get stuff monetized, is there anybody who actually gives good advice?
I mean, it's a hard work and luck. That's basically what it is. The thing with YouTube is if you can get to 1,000, you can get to 10,000. If you get to 10,000, you're pretty not set, but you're at least going to get stuff coming in. And that's basically most people, because everything all the algorithms and stuff like that keeps changing too quickly.
I hear being a Twitch streamer is really good, especially if you set up like a little kiddie pool in your broadcast area. Yeah? No?
Yeah,
not so much anymore.
No.
Come with Twitch thought. But, that's the way to go.
Basically be as fake and rage baity as possible because everything on the internet is basically fake bullshit now. Everybody, all the big creators and content creators and streamers and everything, they're all fake as fuck. They're not real.
Dude, I had a Satori a long time ago and a moment of enlightenment. I was looking that up. I remember I was in the car and this was back when talk radio was really big. And there was this radio show on. I was in the middle of freaking nowhere. Okay, so I wasn't getting all the normal terrestrial radio stations. I was just getting this random thing. And there was this guy who was trying to be the most conservative edgelord of all time on talk radio. And he started taking off on Rush Limbaugh and calling him names and doing all sort of stuff. And I realized this is like one of those little Looney Tune cartoons. You got like the little chicken that wants to be a chicken hawk or whatever, you know, I mean, it's just this little, he's just like primping and posing and trying to make a name for himself. And this happens all the time. There's always like some desperate person at the bottom trying to kind of work their way up. And I'm thinking, man, there's got to be a classy way to do that. You know, not just attacking the big dog in the room to try to get attention. But it's really hard to come up with your own stuff. To have your own voice. It's really easy to just criticize the top dog. It's really hard to come up with something new and original that kind of has its own value and grow stuff that way. So you see people, and I see these people all the time on YouTube, who all they do is just try to be as outrageous as possible to kind of rage bait people. Between that and all the AI crap that's showing up on YouTube, it's like, man, that platform's got problems. Sorry, just a little exposition there.
This has been going on since the beginning of YouTube, but there's so many people who just the only way they know how to get attention is by basically bitching.
And
I'm not saying you have to be, everything's skippy all the time, but like there's a certain point where it's like I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't care. Like this sucks and this sucks and this sucks. Fine, fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going away. It's like that amount of times I've done that. I'm just like, and about.
Well, you know what seems to work? The only advice I've seen that seems to sort of work is if you want to get to that first 1,000, do as many collaborations as you can, because if you basically are trying to build within the small waiting pool of people that already know about you, it's not going to go so well. But if you can do more collabs and with other sorts of people who hopefully have listeners that are not already your listeners, that's about the only real bootstrapping you can do. I could just be full of crap, but that's, when people said, hey, do you want to do this? This is what you got to do. That's actually what several content creators have told me when I've talked to them. Anyway, I could be wrong. Yeah, do more collabs. Like for instance, if I was trying to promote this show and get big numbers, which I'm not, I'm just hanging out with my friends, I would absolutely do a lot more collabs with people. Seems like the only thing you really can do if you don't have a big advertising budget.
And also don't pigeonhole yourself. The amount of content creators who have got stuck playing the same exact video game and can never change because their fan base will go away is astronomical.
I still think that guy who played Minecraft and just kept walking until he reached the end of the map, and it took like over a decade. I still think that's pretty damn cool. He does one thing, he does it really well. But now what?
But he's a rarity though, because a lot of them, like, there's people who like, it's like they'll bitch about the game or bitch about whatever, and then it's like, okay, I'm getting tired of hearing you bitch about the thing you're still doing for the 1,000th time. Either find another game or shut up. And there's been a lot of them with like with Ark. Is Ark a perfect game? No, Ark has never been a perfect game. But the amount of Ark creators who will not just shut the F up and find another game. And it's like every video is like, well, this doesn't work, wild card. And it's like, then play a different game, dude. But you won't, because you know you'll lose most of your audience.
So Serenity, I want to show you a truck commercial before you take off.
Yeah,
there goes Hank and Virgil. Let's follow them and see what they're up to.
The leader is a 72 Ford pickup, the one that works like a truck, rides like a car.
We would be using a truck. First off,
Ford's the pickup with the big, roomy, comfortable cab and better idea.
And you know, Skep can play banjo way better than this guy.
Is like exclusive twin I-beam front suspension for easy handling and a smooth car-like ride. It's built with extra strength in the frame, axles, and suspension to take on the toughest jobs and come out ahead.
This is where you're supposed to run, guys.
Virgil, where are you going with this moonshine?
Well, we're going to our campsite, but this is just creek water.
Yeah? That is creek water. What are you doing with this?
Going to start our own lake.
See your Ford dealer for a pickup. Works like...
That was awesome. Do you feel stereotyped, Serenity? Because I feel like you just got stereotyped.
Oh, I did, but meh.
It's okay.
you get
so
used to it after a while.
It's innocent.
They said crick, so she can't be too upset.
They didn't say holler.
They did get the word right, though. They got the word right, so I will allow it since they got the word right.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the most efficient way to carry crick water anyway.
Well, it's like, okay.
That's a lot of mason jars. That's not cheap.
NASCAR started because of moonshine runners. First off, no moonshiner runner worth their damn is doing it during daylight hours. Secondly, they're not using a truck. Thirdly, why is there no stuff between the mason jars? Mason jars are good and they're thick glass, but they ain't that thick. You need something in between them, otherwise they're just going to crack.
That bothered me too.
I'm like, I can hear them going, ching, ching. I'm like, no.
That's just the music that goes along with the clinking of the glass. It's just an accompaniment to the banjo music. It's fine.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I think this would be a good ploy. You move the moonshine in clear sight because nobody would expect you to be that stupid. And then you just put a few bottles of crick water around the edge in case somebody decides to test it. He didn't test all those bottles. For all we know, all of the ones on the second row are all moonshine. Just saying. It seems like a pretty smart plan to me. And that Ford F-150 truck is really good at moving bottles full of liquid. Just saying. You don't even have to put padding between them because the ride's just that good. All right, anyway. Serenity's going to go deal with dogs, and we're going to stop talking about this ad. Okay. I was just amused.
I'm sure you were.
I was. Here's a home inspection video, which I really like. I can't remember if I have to kill the music here.
Who'd you say did the electrical?
Oh, yeah, this is that meme format.
Oh, that would be my nephew, Thomas. He's very handy.
What year did his house burn down?
Oh, about 2 years ago. How do you know his house burned down?
240 volt potential difference between the stove and the sink. Holy crap. That's amazing. I don't think this is fake either, but I love this particular meme format. Electrician goes in, finds something terrible, and then asks the old lady that question. Yeah, if this is happening with your stove by just, putting one electrode on the stove and one on the sink, you got problems. That is not the way that is supposed to work. Skep still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Don't let your grandson Thomas do your electrical.
Skep will still be with us by the time I'm good and buried.
So I'm trying to think if AI is actually okay. Because here's a video that's clearly AI, and I don't entirely hate it. You tell me.
Hey, stop that! It's midnight. Give me that. No, sir. No more fiddle tonight. Got it? Inside with this thing. Go home. Hey, what did I say about the noise? It's the middle of the night. No more synth on the porch. Yep, you're done. I'm taking it inside. Go back to your bed. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me that pipe. No more playing tonight. You hear me?
So maybe I don't care about 250 gigawatts of power being used.
I do like this, and I hate to say I like it because we don't want to encourage AI, but
Right.
that's funny.
There's a little bit more. Let me play some more of it, because actually it's pretty good.
Inside with this. Go home. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me those sticks. No more concerts tonight. You hear me? Inside with these. Go home. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me that stick. No more playing tonight. You hear me? Inside with this. Go
Keep
home.
slamming him with the door.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me that thing. Hiss. No more didgeridoo tonight. You hear me? Inside with it. Go home.
Didgeridoo.
Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me these. No more symbols tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me this. Hiss. No more gongs tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home.
I love when they made the cat go his back.
Hey, midnight aerobics now? The whole porch is shaking. Volume down, pause off the neighbor's nerves, and at least cool down before 3 a.m., okay?
So I know it's AI, but this is really good. This is Sora Top 11 on TikTok. I like it. Anyway,
Sora's got her own TikTok?
Well, Sora's an AI thing for video.
I have my own AI generating.
You're AI?
Yep.
I thought you were Canadian.
So did you guys see the Russian robot debut that didn't go well?
No.
Okay, so the Russians came out with their new AI robot, and they had an unveiling. I had to find one that didn't have... They were playing the music from Rocky in the background, so you'll have to imagine that, because I'm not going to play that.
Yes, let's not play that, just in case.
Actually, we'll just kill the sound. So here comes the robot. I'm just a robot. Clearly modeled on like a very old Russian person. And then he sort of stops, and then he's like,
Hello.
Hello,
children.
Hello, children. Everything's fine.
Just slightly drunk. Oh no. Oh, poor baby.
And then he just sort of fell down and couldn't get up. And then they bring out this big cloth and they go, okay, the end.
The cloth doesn't work either.
This is unfortunate.
Yeah. So Russia might be really good at making drones and vodka and a lot of other things, but their robot technology not working so well. This was their AI-powered robot. Russia's first AI-powered robot walks on stage to triumphant music, took a few steps, and then immediately face-planted. Yep. Russia's first domestically produced artificial intelligence-powered humanoid robot face-planted during its first public demonstration this week, underscoring the challenges Russia faces in competing with established leaders in AI and robotics like the US and China. Again, Russia has an economy the size of Spain. And the fact that they can do as many things well as they do is amazing. That does not leave enough money to do almost everything else well, including apparently is making AI robots. Their military is insane given the size of their economy. There's no money left for AI robots. I don't know. I'm not surprised. What I'm only surprised about is that they didn't, that they allowed the demonstration to take place. I've been in this situation where somebody says, oh, well, we got to show something. And then they say, it's not ready. And they say, well, you got to show something. Well, it's really not ready. Well, you're going to show something anyway. And so I kind of feel sorry for these engineers because I feel like they were fighting a losing battle the whole time anyway. Right, Skep?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russian robot falls over. Let's see. We've established that William Shatner is an excellent actor, right?
Yes.
Now,
has his moments.
I have a little clip here. Well, it's a collection of clips of William Shatner from a 1970 episode of Ironside. And I just want you to experience a little bit of the Shatner acting style here.
He said they'd be waiting for me when I got out. He said I'd have a clean slate. We'd have a chance. What kind of a chance does she have now? What kind of a chance do I have to take care of her? What kind of a chance does my kid have on her from home? You gave me your word. You said you'd see to it that they'd be all right. You gave me your word, well, I'm holding you to it.
I wish I could bring her back to you.
Well, you can't!
Good God, Shatner. My God. I love William Shatner. I really do. But man, the Shatner School of Acting has got to be a rough place. Can you imagine him giving a symposium to young actors and saying, this is how this scene is supposed to be done? Oh, it's rough. It's pretty rough, the whole William Shatner experience. Let's see. We'll skip that. So did you hear, we talked about the whole, I have a whole thing on sort of fandoms here. They're going to make another Star Trek movie, just not in the Kelvin universe. Oh, sorry, this is a Star Wars thing that snuck in here. Oscar Isaac not so open to returning to Disney unless it avoids succumbing to fascism.
You literally work for fucking Disney. You what a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, he's decided that, it says here, Oscar Isaac has expressed hesitancy about working with Disney on another Star Wars film following the company's controversial decision to suspend late-night host Jimmy Kimmel in September. I feel like maybe this isn't the whole story, is it? I mean, is this him just covering for not coming back, or what the hell's going on? Is this guy really that much of an ideologue that he's going to not go work on another Star Wars movie because of Jimmy Kimmel?
A political faggot? Yes, he is.
Is he a giant political faggot?
Yeah.
And
I
no
think
idea.
he's going to be one of the ones that fades off into obscurity because nobody gives a shit anymore, or very few people give a shit anymore. And for the entire tenure, it hasn't made any of them money. Even certain companies have been put have paused, halted their temporarily their trading and everything because they're restructuring and doing other things where they need to. I'm looking for a word here. They need to, like, when you restructure a company, they're changing their something. Their business talk for MO, like they're. Help me out here.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Like an MO is modus operandi, which is, somebody's typical way of doing something bad in respect to the law. But businesses, corporations have a way to restructure their stuff, their employees, their higher ups, etc. The board of directors votes certain people off the island, and there's a certain word, I don't know it off the top of my head, where this sort of corporate restructuring kind of happens, and they change their corporate MO, so to speak.
Just identity.
This is very specific jargon. It's not important because I hope I've conveyed the idea.
Yes, what you're meaning. Yeah.
Well, there is the kind of where people talk about the soul of the company, right? And they'll say these are the values that the company has. And oftentimes those will come out as a result of somebody screwing up big time. Like, for instance, a bunch of our salespeople got caught taking bribes in different parts of Africa where we were trying to expand. So now we are the most honest company you could possibly hope to imagine to run into. This feels more like him personally trying to signal something. And I didn't know he was a giant political wonk all the time. it seems he doesn't seem like he's an established enough actor that he can be that choosy about these sorts of things. I would think he would really want another Star Wars movie under his belt. But what do I know?
Fake and gay. But the Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars run is over.
It is over. Yes.
They crushed that like 5 years ago. They said these movies flopped big. You all suck. And then they promoted Kathleen Kennedy or like paid her off or whatever. And they're doing some corporate restructuring within Lucasfilm. It's still, I'm pretty sure Lucasfilm is still its own entity within Disney. And same thing with Marvel. Like I said, these big companies who are under the guns, so to speak, from their investors and boards of directors, that Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. Excuse me, why do I have to start burping as soon as I start talking? All these properties that are basically, you give the license to any of these properties to some Joe Schmo like me or even a half-brained midwit, they could make you money. Because these were so ideologically driven, they lost the money because people can feel that. Even if you had a middling Star Wars movie like Solo, or trying to think of the other one, Rogue One, it was still better than all of the other schlock, because that's exactly what it was. It was just ideological schlock. People can feel that. Even people who aren't in the know, who still want to just go out and see, oh, a new Star Wars trilogy, cool, let's go watch that. And they walk out going, what the fuck did I just pay $30 for?
Well, I know you hate Critical Drinker with a fiery passion, but one of the things that he does talk about is the message. And when you're watching one of these things and you go, okay, this is no longer about the story. This is no longer the franchise. This is about inserting the message. They're using my favorite IP as the carrier wave for the message.
Yeah.
Little radio humor there. And so it is actually kind of disconcerting, but you gave me a really great segue to this next thing, which is,
I aim to please.
Okay, new Star Trek movie from Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves filmmakers, unconnected to anything else in the franchise. So the people who made the Dungeons and Dragons movie are being handed the reins to make the next Star Trek movie. That's what this article's
That
claiming.
could be a lot of fun. I'd love that movie.
Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley.
Well, at least they've got half a Jew in the. Anyway, but Sora, you're entitled to the liking of the movie. It was a fun popcorn flick. I fucking hated it.
This is a fresh start, though, right?
But that's my point, Harry. I'm still, like I just said, if you're gonna just hand the keys over, make sure it's disconnected. It's something fresh. It's something new that they can just have fun with. And people, us in the audience, moviegoers, will pick up on that. And if it is a fun one-off thing, then, you know, everybody wins. They win because they make a hit movie that they can then spin into more properties.
Mm-hmm.
We win because we get to enjoy a fucking movie. And that's all we want.
I just want it to be good.
We don't want the message.
I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Just give us some entertainment, escapism, just something.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion about the Dungeons and Dragons movie, so it sounds like you hated it, Sora liked it, or at least you enjoyed it. It has some
really good parts. I will give it that.
I really loved it.
Well, I'm going to make a point of watching it then.
If it wasn't so referential, Sora, and if it wasn't called Dungeons and Dragons, I probably would have loved it. But the Dungeons and Dragons kid in me is kind of like, oh, remember gelatinous cubes, remember displacer beasts, remember, and I'm just like, fuck off. It had Jeremy Irons in it playing the bad guy. Chris Pine played a kind of charismatic, funny main character. What's her name? Rosie something? The barbarian chick? Not Rosie Perez.
No. Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez, who I love, plays like just a badass barbarian chick. Like, it was fun.
She plays a badass chick. Really? That's new.
I know, right?
I know. The thing is that she's one of those actors that is thoroughly typecast, and it's okay that she is.
It's okay.
It's like she does one thing really, really well. She's the kind of actor who you think, we need somebody who has this, and these qualities for this particular character. And you immediately go, Michelle Rodriguez, and no other names pop into your head.
And everybody in the boardroom just nods and smiles at each other.
Yes.
Yeah, because like ever since her earlier days in like Resident Evil, whatever, like there are nuances to her badass chickery. And I'm okay with that.
See, not like
she's like a female Arnold.
Yeah, she's not like Sandal Bergman, who had the range to play both Red Sonja and one of the muses from Xanadu. She can dance, she can hold a sword, she can do everything. Sandal Bergman. Anyway, what the hell were we doing?
Movies.
Yeah, we were talking about movies, but Skep, this person's name caught my attention, John Francis Daly. You know what I'm thinking, probably.
John Daly.
Yep, I was thinking John Daly and What's My Line?
Mm-hmm.
So I actually went and was trying to figure it out, and it's Daly for the John Daly from What's My Line.
Right.
What's kind of cool about this is I was looking at the stop popping things up. Okay, go away. Okay, is it actually has an IMDb rating of 8.5. Not that IMDb ratings really prove much of anything. But when I was going through all of the game shows in IMDb that I could find, the only thing that comes close, which with a tying score, is the Groucho Marx thing. What was it? What was Groucho Marx's show? Like You Bet Your Life, or
You Bet Your Life.
Yeah, You Bet Your Life. And that has an 8.5, and Trebek and all the other people are just like down in the 7s and the 6s.
Interesting.
And I can't figure out if this is really due to just romanticizing things in the past. And I don't think that's it. I think honestly he's just that good. I think it's just an amazing show. And it was back before they started diluting the quality of things to get bigger numbers. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. They were trying to go for broader and broader audiences. So you didn't end up with these sorts of things. When I was checking up on What's My Line, there was supposedly people that thought that he was giving cues to folks to the panel about the guests. And he said, well, the top prize is only $50, so there really wasn't much reason for us to give cues to have people cheat. The only cue I ever gave people was he did this thing with one of his ears, and that was his signal to them that the double entendres were getting a little too entendre. And to kind of just remember that this is a primetime Goodson and Todman production, and just Arlene Francis, you dirty girl, just keep it.
In the 1960s, too, TV was not like cable today. It was very much Leave It to Beaver. Very. You didn't hear dirty words on TV.
No. And then, there was the whole game show thing where they made the movie about it. And I think it was called Game Show or something, but there was an actual controversy in one that involved big money.
Oh, absolutely.
But not What's My Line.
One of my professors at Northwestern was involved in that.
Yeah. Not 8.5 star What's My Line, which is a fantastic show.
Do you know which professor that was?
No.
Bergen Evans. I had Bergen Evans for a year of college English. Bergen, Bergen, for those of you with Google. Bergen Evans.
Yeah, use the Google machine.
He was an interesting cat, and he was very much involved in the quiz show scandals.
Oh,
He was the host.
To show just how insulated I am sometimes. I mean, I'm not like totally insulated, but sometimes I really am, and I just don't know what's going on. I got into a conversation with somebody IRL again about, I guess, who's the guy who runs the Dyson vacuum company? His name is like
Michael Eric Dyson,
like Joseph or Eric or whatever it is, right? And I, of course, immediately thought, well, he's not as famous as Freeman Dyson. So to my mind,
No.
the preeminent Dyson's got to be Freeman Dyson. And I realized that the way I was looking at it was completely wrong, because I'm thinking, well, yeah, he's really famous. And he's got billions of dollars, and he's got a robot farm picking strawberries, and he's got all the things that rich guys do who like to invent devices that have suction. He does his thing, and it's fine. But to my mind, in 1,000 years, people are still going to know who Freeman Dyson was. I mean, assuming there's still people around. And nobody's going to care about the vacuum guy. So I'm thinking like over time, not like right in this instant. In this instant, the vacuum guy is probably more well known. But I'll bet you in 1,000 years,
Dyson.
it's definitely going to be Freeman Dyson that they still talk about.
Freeman Dyson will be talked about. And Sir James Dyson will be another forgotten knight in British history.
Yeah, just a blip.
Yeah, he was,
Not that there's anything wrong with him at all. He's a good guy, invents stuff, like him just fine. I got nothing against him, but Freeman Dyson is going to be in the history books.
Right.
And people will still keep talking about it. Even though a Dyson sphere is a dumb idea, it still counts. I don't ever hear them talking about James Dyson on Star Trek TNG. Just saying.
Well, the problem with the Dyson sphere, if you put that around a star, it's going to get really stuffy.
It is. You got to open the windows and let things air out.
For real. Yeah. It's not bad if you're moving down the highway, it's not too bad.
Gotta let that solar wind out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Did Serenity make it back?
Going, gone.
No, she didn't. That's the other John Daly.
The golfer?
The golfer? Who? What?
Yeah. The place kicker.
Or
Who was the other Dyson you were talking about?
Of course, the golfer was the place kicker, right?
Is there a golfer named Dyson?
No, there's Michael Eric Dyson, the insufferable blacktard.
He's an actor.
Most famously was on that debate show, sitting across from Stephen Fry and Jordan Peterson.
That guy. Oh,
yeah, total race grifting.
Dude, you just totally ruined my mood.
Good.
I still remember that guy. Yeah, I know. I totally deserve it.
Sitting here thinking it would be cool to have a Freeman Dyson who could invent the quantum chicken.
Ooh.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah.
I like the sound of a quantum chicken.
Yeah.
Freeman Dyson.
We have a ton of stuff that we didn't get to, but we can just let's see if there's any palate cleansers that we need to have. So you like the AI thing, right, Sora?
Yes.
Okay. Here's a sunfish thing, but I know it's going to get me. It's going to get me copy struck, so we'll do it afterward. Let's see. Russian robot falls. Oh, this is actually kind of an interesting thing.
DALL-E avoided paying his bills in the most creative way. Whenever he ate at a restaurant, he'd write a check. But before handing it over, he'd doodle a little sketch on it and sign it. Well, most people kept it, framed it, and never went to the bank. Which meant DALL-E got away without spending a cent. DALL-E avoided...
That is like...
I love that so much.
That is so great. I love that. I'm so envious of him for the first time ever. That and the fact that he almost got to be the Emperor in Dune. But other than, those two things, man, what must it be like to be an artist who's so talented that you could just like doodle on the check that you used to pay for dinner, and then people will just frame it instead of cashing it? That's got to be
kind of
pretty
my
great.
goal as artist. As far as artistry goes.
Yeah, some people want to be rock stars. Some people want to be professional athletes.
Phenomenal.
I want to be that guy.
Who was it Matisse used to compete with to see how few brushstrokes they could complete a painting in?
Mm-hmm.
That's that kind of talent. That insane ability to draw. I love that.
It's annoying.
People can draw.
It's annoying is what it is. To those of us who can't draw, it's annoying.
I'm envious, yes, because I'm stick figure guy too. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was Picasso, wasn't it?
Who?
You're talking about Henri Matisse and Picasso.
No. Matisse and this was back the late 19th century. We're talking the 1890s, or late 19th century, 1880s.
Yeah, this should be 1880.
And one of Matisse's rivals, but he was kind of friendly with, and I can't remember the story. But they used to have competitions between the two of them, usually over bottles of wine, over who could draw the best picture with like 7 brushstrokes.
Oh,
and
I know he and Picasso were I wouldn't say rivals, but they were playful friends who would constantly do things like you're describing. I don't know if it's specifically that, but would challenge each other to silly things within artistry. Huh. I wonder. Let me see if I can ask the Google machine.
Make sure to use AI. That's the good one.
Use that Grokpedia.
Yeah. So actually, this Mind of Julia channel, if she's got a lot more content like that, that's probably might be worth a subscribe.
Henri Matisse was known for his pursuit of artistic simplification, aiming to capture the essence of a subject with fewest possible lines. There are anecdotal reports that he would hold friendly competitions with Pablo Picasso involving models to see who could create the best drawing using the fewest strokes. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
If there's one part of history I actually know quite a bit about, it's art history, because artist, hello. So it did sound very similar to what I was thinking of, Skep. I just didn't know about the line drawing thing. That's funny.
I have an art history thing for you, but I don't have time for it today. So if you make it to the show, next week, I have a nice art history thing for you. And I think
appreciate the dolly checks thing.
It is pretty sweet. Yeah. So we've gone 2 hours plus a little extra, so we should probably go ahead and call it.
If you insist.
Yeah, well, I mean, the stuff that's not suitable for the show comes afterwards. So the sooner we say goodnight, the sooner we can move on to that stuff. So anyway, this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday.
Dark.
Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. Good night.
Thank you, host.
Good night, everybody. And I hope you